How do we change the 3-3? Getting ahead of yourself? All right, here we go. We're gonna try and get somebody else to turn on the YouTube channel to see if sound is working okay. All right, I'll just hang out here and do this. All right, 3 minutes left here in warm up. We're here in the Plymouth Ice Center, and Edina is skating from left to right, wearing their dark green jerseys today. Edina looking to put a win in the win column, or I guess a 1 in the win column. Well, their district games so far being on the wrong side of a couple of games. James Peoplecorn in nets tonight for Edina for this afternoon. Playing against the Wayzata Trojans. Wayzata Trojans. One of these years I will figure out what everybody's named. Oh, a little bit more spirited of a warm-up this afternoon. There you go. There you go. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So sound worked okay? Good. See if coach makes any changes to lines after yesterday's decidedly Tonka favored game. All right, we're going to throw this on mute. We'll be back with you in a minute and a half. All right, here we go, everybody. It is 2:30 in the afternoon here on Sunday, November the 2nd. Happy time zone adjustment day or daylight savings time. Playing at the Plymouth Ice Center, pick as it's known. James Fubelkorn in nets for Edina, sporting number 30. Edina coming out with their dark green jerseys with white and gold stripes, skating from left to right on your iPhones. Playing against the Wayzata Trojans. They are sporting their white home jerseys with blue and gold trim. And we are underway. Puck comes to the near side. Smith gets it back to Sportich, who gets run into. Back into the Wayzata zone. Number 10 turns, having received the pass from 7. Tipped up to the blue line. Edina able to keep it in. Let's see if Edina can find a little bit more energy, maybe throw a couple checks today and keep things going. Smith leans into his man. Sportich tries to hold the line, but Wayzata is able to come back the other way. 15 with speed, comes down the left side. Quick shot into the belly of Fubelkorn. He holds on, and with 14:31 left here in the first, we'll have a face-off to the right side. New D partners, I'm told. Who do we got out here? We have Dan skating out there with Brolowski. Comes back to 4, shot low, tip misses into the corner where Stahl goes to get it. Stahl chips it ahead. Sauer comes down the right-hand side. They jostle for it, and 15 has it in neutralized. Good little touch pass over to 9. 9 comes down the left-hand side. Quick shot, right leg kicked out and saved. Floated into the middle, bouncing puck over the top of Stahl's stick and outside the zone. 4 collects it for Wayzata, and they come down the left side. Brolowski picks up the loose puck. Long pass over to Stahl. Behind, bang, and Wayzata able to pick up that loose one. Brolowski leans into his man and forces a dump into the far corner. Here comes Dan, and over to Sauer. Sauer chips it in. And number 10 goes back to collect it for the Trojans. Around he goes and up the middle. 10 with speed. Out skates Millsy, gets into 13, who loses the handle, and then Bernhard deep in the corner tries to skate away with it, pushes ahead to McConnell, but a good forecheck play there by 8. Millsy able to be the beneficiary of the loose puck. He gets sandwiched but stays on his feet. He's going to go strong into the wall. Good job by Millsy to get away from 7's checking. And now, Matushak tried to feed the point. First shot didn't work, and the second one goes for an icing. Face-off deep in the zone. Edina coming out with a little bit more energy today than we saw yesterday. Sandberg on the draw. Puck gets kicked out of the zone, and Sportich is going to be pushed by 3. Hard off the wall, just outside the zone, and that should go for offside. And it does. Buy your raffle tickets, everybody. Buy your raffle tickets. Win yourself a beautiful dinner at Hilltop. Puck comes back to number 4, but Sandberg, quick on his feet, picks it up, goes wide around the defender. He loses an edge. Back to Sportich at the point. Sportich rolls it down low. From shot off a leg. Followed by Sudbury, goes upstairs. Saved by 30 the Tendy. Springy on his toes is this goaltender. Quick up and down. Sudbury down to the corner to Crum. Crum looks over to Sportich at the point. Shot. Nobody home for Edina as Smith was stationed out wide on the back door. Now it comes back to him. A little give and go. Wayzata eliminates him. And Crum gets bumped off the puck. And here comes 12. 12-3 for White. They float it out. Sportich knocks it down, but Wayzata quick on it. 17 goes into the corner with Sudbury, but Sudbury comes away with the puck. Puts it behind his back over to Smith. Smith, hard pass, and Crum, in desperate need of a change, ships it into the bench and will face off deep in the Edina zone. Face off to the left of Fubelkorn. You don't have a shot count here, but it's They step in from the outside, try to come to the middle. Feeblethorn up to the task, and he holds the post. Now Brzezinski trips it up the wall, gets it to 7. Bang, flips it high in the air, and then Sauer leans into him. We're going to have a hand pass and the faceoff just outside the zone. Pucks are flying in all different directions today. That one hit about 12 feet on the height scale. Bang on the draw. Comes over towards Sauer, rolled into the Edina zone. Big step up by Brzezinski, and he puts 15 on his backside. Number 10 now tries the other side, rings it around the wall. Brzezinski is going to come together again with 15. This time it's 15 that has the puck. Knocked off his stick, and Bang finds it in the corner. He goes high off the wall. Glove knocked down. Bang touched it, so there was no hand pass. And now Sauer gets it out to neutral ice. Good job by Stahl for a brief moment. Distracted 10. The puck goes into the zone. Brzezinski gets grabbed from behind. That shot, Feeblethorn directs into the corner. Stahl goes cross ice, but puts it behind Sauer. Breakouts are not exactly on point as we'd like them. Stahl now comes back to get it. Gets tripped up. Number 18 gets pushed into the wall and forced to go out of the zone. Good job by Bang. Wayzata slow to clear the zone, forces them to swing all the way back into their own zone. But now 18 with speed. He leaves it for 4. That shot goes off the end boards for Swigum. Swigum to Matuszak to the point, not out. Knocked down by Matuszak. Good job by Jimmy. And they come back the other way. 4 floats it out of the zone. R4, Rylan Miller has it. Tried to give it a little shimmy, lost the handle, and Swigum puts it to the top of the circle where Wayzata collects. 10:18 left to go here in a back and forth first period. Millsy gets run into by 2 players. Now Bernhard tries to push it deep into the zone. McConnell goes together at it escaped Matuszak. Matuszak sees it roll around the corner. Millsy comes in support. Lead pass up the middle to 5. 1-on-3, and Bernhard is going to be forcing his man wide. 5 with speed, loses an edge, goes hard into the wall. Wayzata faithful calling for a tripping call, but I think he just lost one. Millsy steps in around the defender. No call on that one either. Millsy put it through his legs, tried to step around, was taken down. 7 to the point. Nice touch pass there by 5, but Edina able to pick it up. Smith gets leaned into. The intensity from both sides starting to pick up a little bit. Sportic chips it high into the zone off the hands of 7, and now 8 collects. 8 carries it wide, lugging it down the left-hand side. Smith, near side, post, and in. Goes through the legs of Smith, and we have a double doink to make it 1-0 for the Trojans. I think that hit the near side post, actually went in. I'll have to check that later on the replays. Well, let's see how Edina can respond here. Bang, back to Sportic. Sportic uses the wall to find Sauer. Sauer chips it to Bang, who dumps it deep into the corner. 10 goes back to get it. Floats it to the middle. Stahl going to have to use those legs to stay with his man. Nice job by Sudbury to angle his man off the puck. They go crashing hard into the end boards, and Sportic pushes it towards Sauer. Sauer looks for Bang, finds it. Bang tries to shoot from far, swings and misses, and rolls it just inside the zone. Number 10 collects it and gets it over to 4. 8:40 left to go here in the first. Good job by Sauer, but Wayzata able to get the puck out of the zone. And now it goes back deep into the Edina zone. Dan, number 25, rolls it slowly up the middle. Edina looked a little asleep there on the breakout, and Dan's going to have to go back and get it. Again, loose puck in the slot, quick shot opportunity. Thankfully, that shot hit a body and went wide. Edina needs to wake up here. They're going to find themselves on the wrong side of the ledger. Brought back to the point for 4. 4 chips it to the half wall. Good job by Dan sealing his man. Bang in support. 4 is going to look to direct it down low. Dan gets hung up with 4, and 4 kicks it to 10. And now Sauer is going to have some room. Edina needs to go for a change. Sadly, Stahl was going as that puck came in his direction. Lead pass from 11 to 15, and Wayzata pushes it deep. Swigum pushes it around the wall to Matuszak. Everybody misses it. Good job. Matushak gets to the blue line and out. Nice tip pass to Millsy, who has the stick tied up. Millsy stays with it. Tries to find Matushak on the far corner, goes off a stick, and it comes all the way back to the point for Bernhard. Nice shot by Bernhard, putting on the brakes, chips it in deep. Millsy's there first. Millsy can't handle the puck coming out of the corner, and now Wayzata comes back the other way. They're going to try and go wide on Bernhard. Bernhard gets underneath his man, delays him long enough for Swigum to get on it. Bernhard tips the puck into the corner. 18 gets there first. Edina's coach looking for a little more energy from the Edina skaters. Swigum battling away. Millsy comes away with the loose puck. Edina just chips it out, and now 5 collects it as the Trojans make a change. Not much in the way of whistles here. Bernhard over to Swigum. Swigum delays behind the net, comes over to Smith. Smith looks up the wall, gets pushed. Lead pass over to Crum. Crum has got Sandberg if he can turn and fire it. He leaves it for Smith, who winds and fires. Misses the far post. Pass up the middle. Knocked down. That's going to be a hand pass because Crum knocks it with his hand and will have a face-off outside the zone. 6:21 left to go here in the first. Puck comes to neutral ice. Good flow for this game. Not much in the way of high scoring. High chance. Sportich sees the puck roll by him, flipped into the netting, and I think it'll face off inside the zone. I think it might have caught Sportich on the way out. Bang out there with, we got Sauer and Stahl. D goes Wayzata. They try and dance around Sauer. 8 over to 13. Rolls it in deep, goes around Sportich. Sportich gives space. Now they come out of the corner. Nice job by Bang to lead into his man, and here comes Sportich. Cross ice pass is knocked down. 11 collects it. He floats it back towards the Edina zone. Here comes Bang down the right wing. Bang puts on the brakes, looking for somebody else in green. Nobody home. And Den, good job cutting off his man as Bang throws it in deep and goes for a change. Stahl, the one player who stays on, tries to create a little forecheck pressure. Hard breakout. Handcuffs Wayzata. That one's knocked back, and icing will be the call as Brolowski a little too hard off the wall, and will face off deep in the Edina zone. .521 left to go. First period. Millsy out there. Matushak on one wing and McConnell on the other. Linesman looking for the boys to stay outside the circle. 3 chips it in deep to the corner. Dan gives chase. 12 has it. Good stick there by Millsy, but the Trojans able to get it back. 17 rings it around the wall. Brolowski sticks his man to the wall. Millsy is able to pick it up. Again, Millsy loses the puck. Turnover, quick shot opportunity. And I don't know if Fiebelkorn got a piece of it or just wide, but either way, McConnell getting harassed as he leaves the zone with the puck. He rings it around the wall. Goalie not able to get much of a handle on it. Dan tries to hold the line, and Edina overskates the puck. D they go. McConnell watching his man. Forces a quick pass through the legs of 16, and no icing on that. It goes in deep. Everybody had stopped. Millsy should be the first one on it. Leaves it now behind there for Matushak. Matushak back to the point for Bernhard. Bernhard over to Millsy. Millsy pressured, and again loses the puck. Bernhard cross ice to Swigum. Swigum's got lots of room. Here goes Marcus. Shot. Misses the far post. Sandberg off the bench. Over to Smith. Chipped it down low to Crum. Crum back. Shot. Nice save. Swigum shoots. Knocked down in front by a hand. Crum gets a turnover. Good job by Smith creating pressure down low. Edina finally with a couple scoring chances. Crum in the corner. Rolls it back to Bernhard. Smith rolls around the wall. Sandberg should get there first. He puts it behind the net to Crum. Crum using the ref as a pick. And Wayzata able to successfully clear the zone. Swigum goes off the wall to Sandberg, who chips it, but not hard enough, and that'll go for an offside. And change the old mic setup here. See if the sound bar works. That's going to be good. Face off at center ice from where the pass came in. Sauer out there. Stahl. Bang up the middle. Sportich on D. Shot in far. Bang goes to get it on the far side. 10 hits the brakes, comes back. Two Edina players shadow each other. Need a little more space there on the forecheck. Comes to the blue line and just across. 13 sees a streaky 8. Good job by Sportich to get just a piece of it. And now Sauer tries to get there. Puck goes high. Bang brings it down. Good pass over to Suds, who chips it, and Sauer is going to try and pressure 10. 10 goes hard off his end boards to 4. 4 comes up the near side to 8, and 8's got room. Berlowski forced him to the middle towards his other defender, and Dan gets his stick up high on the player and throws him off the puck. Dan slips by number 5. Hard cross-ice pass to Sauer. Sauer cuts up the middle. Knocked off his stick up against the half wall. He should get there first. Shot goes off a skate for 3. Wayzata chips it out. Millsy controls it. Cuts the middle. Gets taken from him by 5. Frolowski overskates the puck. And thankfully, Millsy back there to take it. A little give and go. He gets taken down. And they're going to get called for tripping. Face-off coming deep in the Wayzata zone. Let's see if Edina's power play can help tie up this game. Sandberg out there with Smith and Crum. Smith on the draw. Let's see if Sandberg can unleash a cranker. Puck comes up the middle towards Bernhard. Nice step up. He gets hooked, but able to keep the puck in the zone. Swigum high. Now Bernhard backs up, and Swigum moves to the middle. Swigum has it at the top of the zone. Looking at Sandberg down low. They're looking for that backdoor pass. Crum is still high in the slot. That shot tipped, scored! I don't know if it was tipped by one of us or one of them, but good look there from Swigum. Able to corral off a body, hits a skate. Our skate, their skate? A skate. And we'll take that. Edina ties up the game on the power play. Good puck movement and zone control. Sandberg out there with Smith and Crum. Smith wheels back, leaves it for Swigum over to Bernhard. Up the wall, chip back to Sandberg. Nice play. Sandberg tries to float it to the middle outside both his reach and Smith's, and now 18 comes back with 15. That should be offside. Good stick there by Swigum. And we'll have face off just outside the zone. 1:43 left to go here in an eventful first period. A little bit more spirited play, a little more energy from Edina. What's that? We can skate today. It's true. 7, D to 10. Stahl keeps an eye on the situation. Comes all the way back to the blue line for Bernhard. Over to Berlowski, who goes off the wall. Nice play there by Sauer. That's going to be a hand pass. And we'll have a face-off on the dot just outside the Trojan zone. Bang out there with Sauer and Stahl. Puck rolls into the Wayzata zone. 15 gets leaned into by Bang. That's going to go for icing if it makes it. And it, generous. Just makes it. Just makes it. Puck 18 left to go here in the first. Puck comes back to 4. Good shot. Good block by Sauer. He's going to have a break. Sauer looks for Stahl. Oh, nice play there by number 4. Read it all the way. 4 leans on his man. I think he's still frustrated about having a shot blocked. Bang steps up to the middle, chipped off his stick. Brolowski holds the line, puts it in deep as Dan goes for a change. They battle in the corner. 15 rolls into the middle for 18. Nice job collecting that 2-on-2. 48 seconds left to go as they just stay on side. Quick shot upstairs. Fievelkorn knocks it down and holds on as the ref wisely skates between 9 in white and 11 in green. Millsy on the draw. Puck rolls out in front. Sporcic keeps it to the corner. Sudbury tries to pin his man. Size definitely in the advantage of Wayzata. And now McConnell surveys as the Sporcic. Good stick by Sporcic under 30 seconds. Millsy battles in the corner. 5 comes out of the corner with the puck, looking for a shooting lane. Now finds it, shoots it low. Fievelkorn once, twice. Puck still free, comes back to the point. Fievelkorn back on his feet, kicks that one out. 10 seconds upstairs. Fievelkorn again with a huge save. Nice job by Fievelkorn as the puck was coming from all different directions. Chad going for a walk. 8.1 seconds left to go here in the first. They battle for it on the dot. Slowly rolled out of the zone. Hopefully that won't go for icing. 2, 1. And that'll do it. End of the first. Better period for Edina. Let's see what they can do going to the second. We'll be back in a minute. Oh. Wayzata on the disc as we start the second. Chipped it out to center ice. If there's an issue at all, by the way, with the sound, if you can put it into the group me and maybe somebody around the rink will tell me we're using my phone today to stream this game. Smith is on it. You can also text Veronica. That works also. Good kept in there by Swigum. Gets it down low to Sandberg. Sandberg floats it high to the other side where Smith picks it up. Smith rolls it behind the net. Nobody home for Edina. Wayzata rolls it gently to the half wall where 16 picks it up. Good back check there by Crum. And that they stay on side is 12. Leaves it for 17. Near side shot. They had Fievelkorn moving from left to right, but Fievelkorn extends the stick and forces that puck over top of the glass into the cage. Bang out there. on the draw. Dan sitting on the left wing on the faceoff, and he'll move back into his defensive position. Shot from far, tip misses by 15. Good save by Fubelkorn. Makes it through. Lead pass, and here goes Stahl. Two Edina players. Stahl hesitates at the blue line, throws it across into the skates of Sauer, who collects it. It bounces around. And Wayzata doing their best to push Sauer out of the crease. So big boy Bang comes in to clear things up. Bang on the draw. Sauer and Stahl rolls towards the cage. Tendy pushes to the side. 10 uses an opportunity to take a shot at Bang. Now shot by Stahl. And there's another opportunity by 10. Face off this guy time coming to the left side of the Tendy. Looks like we can get in the head of 10 a little bit by creating a little disturbance in front, and goes to the bench. Shot falling is Sauer. That puck goes into the corner. Now Stahl is going to lean on number 18. Good job by Stahl to Bang. The puck rolls around the wall. Brylowski steps down, holds the zone. Good job by Stahl. Stahl steps up, rolls it. Pass to Sauer, who goes all the back. And now Stahl hits a defensive body. The net was wide open. Detta comes back the other way. All in a reaching pass outside the reach of the winger. This game is opening up a little bit. Sauer tries to lean on his man. Wayzata doesn't stay on side, and that actually works to their benefit because Edina would have been going the other way. Nothing but daylight for Edina, and they couldn't bury it there. But much better puck movement. Puck comes back to the red line. Goes off the stick. Sudbury and 5 come together. Millsy, cross ice. Up to McConnell, through Sporchich, and now Matushak chips it in deep. Matushak versus 10. Good job by Matushak to protect the puck, and Millsy comes in support. Suds steps down low, keeps it to Matushak, now back to Suds. Suds chips it into the corner, the puck continues to bounce, and that's going to cost Wayzata 2 minutes as they elevate Millsy and put him on his backside. I'm not sure if it's 7 or 10. Looks like interference is the call. Say if Edina can once again take advantage of a power play opportunity. Sandberg on the draw. Crum digs it out, goes back into the scrum. Now Smith to Bernhard. From Swingham shoots upstairs and held onto. Marcus getting some real-time coaching from the bench. Smith on the draw. Let's see if Sandberg can release the cannon. Crum tries to squeak through. Puck comes all the way back to Swingham. Swingham to Sandberg. Sandberg leaves it for Swingham. They change spots. Now Swingham and Sandberg and Bernhard are a little on top of each other. They need to spread out. Sandberg back to his spot at the hash marks. Tries to go cross ice to Bernhard. Bernhard back to Swingham. Edina keeping the puck outside. Quick shot, rebound available. Now Bernhard fires again and hits the body on the open net. Bernhard back to Swingham. 2D on top of each other again. Back to Swingham down low. Shot upstairs. That goes over top of the cage. Sandberg down low to Smith. Smith tries to find Crum. Sandberg shoots. Save. Goalie goes back on his backside. Rolls it through the crease. Crum unable to get to it, and it's back to Swingham. Sandberg from the circle. Now finds Bernhard. Bernhard, Swingham, Swingham, Bernhard goes off the wall, and Wayzata is going to have a chance, but they overskate the puck. Edina able to come back and collect it for a brief moment. Now it's 13. He rolls it in deep, and Edina goes back to get it. Swingham Looks cross ice, goes off a skate. Bernhard going to get pressured. Lose the puck for a moment, and now Sandberg gets run into. 12 from his knees. Pushes it to the top of the circle, and now here comes Crum. Edina in desperate need of a change. Long pass to Sandberg. Sandberg winds, fires off a stick, and with 8 seconds left, full of a face-off deep in the Wayzata zone. A much better power play. They stayed up top, a little clumping, but definitely better confidence in puck movement. Bang on the draw. Sauer and Stahl. Stahl collects it, turns, rolls it to the net where Bang finds it in his skates. Orlowski drops back to take the men. Pass down low to Stahl, who goes upstairs, far corner, and just floats it high. Bang gets leaned into, but Edina able to create a turnover. Good forecheck. Sauer holds it behind the net, stays with it, looks cross over to Stahl, who shoots, and it hits something and goes over top of the net. Again, good forecheck by Edina, creates another turnover down low, and Wayzata forced to chip it out. And with 10:05 left to go, Orlowski shoots it to center ice. Bang, stops, pick it up. And that seems to be offside. I guess Sauer was a step ahead. He does not agree. From body position, didn't look like it, but who knows? Millsy out on the draw. Puck pushed into the zone. Wayzata collects it. First part of this second period decidedly in Edina's favor, but they have not been able to find the back of the cage. Sportich chipped it up the wall. Wayzata able to collect it, and now they come back with 3 skaters. 18 puts on the brakes. Now he goes D to D. Good stick by McConnell. Wayzata holds the zone. That chip from the side of the net goes behind the cage. Millsy leads into his man, and now Matushak in support. Millsy able to chip it by, or tried to get it by 10, unable to do so. And 10 goes wide around Sudbury. Puck in the corner, throws it out in front. Sudbury's stick gets in the way. And 10 stays with it. All the way back to the point. One-timer. Nicely pushed aside there by Feeblecorn. And Sudbury leaves it for Millsy. Millsy puts on the brakes. Hard up to Matushak. Matushak all by himself. So he floats it in and goes for a change. Smith looking to pressure. 10 with the puck. That puck comes around the wall. 9 got tied up with Bernhard, and Bernhard now gets it over to Swigum. Back to Bernhard. Bernhard looks up the middle. Good pass. Oh, just outside the reach. Nice stick there by a Wayzata defender. Otherwise, they would have sprung from Bernhard to Smith. Chips it off his back leg, and now they ring it in with 8.5 left to go. Big number 10. Sandberg leans into him. Swigum holds the zone. Now Sandberg gets it. Wines, fires. Puck is free, and it's punched just wide by Crum. That goes the length of the ice. A little face-off. Good forecheck there by Crum. Very active stick, and that puck just scooted wide.
Steph, that's a really hard shot. Looked like the goalie stopped the toss.
You sure you don't want the mic? I think Veronica's got great color commentary going on. And if the mics are working, then only I can hear it. If not, then you've only been able to hear her and not me. So we'll see. Wayzata, number 4, lugs the puck up. Big number 4 shoots it in. Bernhard goes to get it against number 13. Good support from Sandberg, but Wayzata able to take control. Up to the top. 11 shoots from far, and Feeblecorn reaches up as he's going down and holds on. 7:50 left to go. Entertaining second period. Edina finding their legs a little bit more here today. Bang on the draw. Goes to the far side wall. Berlowski pins his man there. Throw was out in front. Nice stick by Edina. Chip the opportunity and a right leg by Feeblecorn. Pass comes up the middle. Stahl unable to collect it, but Edina able to get it out and relieve some pressure. Now, Wayzata trying to enforce their will on Edina. They dump it in deep. Dan's going to get pressured there by 13. He leans into his man. Nobody knows. Dan gets there first, gets into the half wall, and bang, unable to clear it. But Dan, in support, gets into the blue line and no farther. Now it's Sauer. Sandwich between two players. Somehow gets it to Stahl. Stahl leaves it for Bang. Shot upstairs, just over top of the cage. Good chip out, and Dan able to push it forward. But number 5 will come in with speed. Goes near side, tries to punch it out front. Good paddle there by Feeblecorn. Long pass to Sauer outside his reach. Stahl and Bang go for a change. Sauer going to try and create a turnover down low. At a minimum, he holds it in long enough for his boys to get on the ice. 2-on-2, though, for a brief moment. Good stick there by Brolowski, who's playing a whale of a game. Brolowski takes an elbow to the head, stays with his man. That pass to nobody, and Matushak gets it over to McConnell. McConnell floats it to Matushak, hits the glove hand of number 3, and it goes into the corner. That's how I feel, too. Puck gets rolled into the corner where number 7 goes to get it. Nice job by Millsy. Dents in front. And again, the puck is loose. And Edina unable to get a shot towards the cage. Sudbury collects it at neutral ice. Puts it off the skates of McConnell. I think that pass was initially headed for Sporchich. Now Sud gets it to the blue line and out. Matushak skates through the hands of 16, forces a turnover. And looks like we're going to have a high sticking penalty to 12 on the hit down low in the Edina zone behind the play. 5:52 left to go here in the second. Edina going to go to their third power play. 1 of 2 so far. Good puck movement. The cutest. Smith on the draw. Out there with Sandberg and Crum. Sandberg winds, fires. Look what I found, says the goalie. Wayzata goalie pinches his glove a little quick, so a couple quick shots up there, and they might find Tater. Sandberg again, this time tries to bring it back. We're going to have not quite a foot race. The Swigum goes back to collect it. Nice float pass over to Crum. He takes it in his skates. Gets it over to Bernhard. Bernhard back to Crum. Back to Bernhard, who's got some room in front of him. Chips it over to Smith, who comes down the right wing. Smith goes hard into the corner. Nobody in front for Edina. Now Crum takes up that position. Bernhard at the point. Bernhard looks down low to Sandberg, who tries to one-time it. Puck went off the heel of his stick. Now Bernhard again looks for Sandberg. This time puts it on the stick of the Trojans, and they'll be able to lug that out. They shoot that in from far. Bernhard off the save from Feeblecorn. $1:11 left to go in the penalty. And Swigum goes to get it off the sidewall. Gets turned around, and the Trojans able to knock it in deep. Here comes Sandberg. Chips it to the middle for Smith. Smith runs out of room, and thankfully Crum is able to pick it up there. Edina just stays on side. Now Crum takes the drop from Smith, who gets it over to Bernhard, and now to Swigum. Swigum to Bang. Cranker upstairs over top of the cage. Bernhard again. Over to Swigum. Now he shoots. Kicked out. Right leg save. They battle for it deep in the corner. Crum chips it over to Smith. Smith looks for Bernhard. Bernhard to Swigum. Back to Bernhard. Nice puck control there. And now Swigum has it. Quick shot from far. Smothered and held onto. And we'll have a face-off to the left-hand side. You have a jacket today. Who we got out here? Bang with Sauer and Stahl. Brolowski and Dan back at the point. Dan over to Brolowski. Brolowski looks, tries to go to the low hash marks on the far side, gets picked off. Edina tries to hold the zone and unable to do so, and that'll do it. 2-1. Penalty comes to an end. Bang sees that puck roll off his stick. Shot in from far, no icing. 3:45 left to go here in the second. Sauer to Bang. Bang up the middle. Stahl gives chase. They battle for it, and Stahl able to hold the zone. Now Bang losing the skates of Sauer. Down low to Sauer. Sauer back to the point for Den. It hits a skate and avoids him. Then it hits the ref skate and avoids everyone. Now 11 comes in with speed. 2-on-1 manifesting here upstairs. And Feeblecorn able to get the glove up there and hold on. More in the way of scoring chances here for Edina this period, but still 1-1.
Shots are full.
I think Edina has a slight edge, but they've missed the net. So far more shot attempts by Edina, but they haven't been as successful as hitting the net. Sudbury gets lead into by 13. That could be a hand pass. Waved off. Now there's a shot opportunity from the point. They go D to 10. Who shoots? Puck bounces up in the air, and they knock it in. I think Feeblecorn a little dismayed by what happened. The ref is explaining that it wasn't a high stick. I saw the puck go up in the air, and it looked to have landed behind him. I don't know how it went in after that. 2-1 for the Trojans. Let's see how Edina can respond here. Sporchich collects it behind his net. Gets it over to McConnell. McConnell to Matuszak. And now Matuszak comes down the right side. He chips it in deep, and Millsy gives chase. He's looking to put 10 into the wall. Ben avoids the check, and now 7 takes it back the other way. 7 looking for 10. Finds him. Good forecheck by Edina to throw it back into the zone, and now Millsy to hold the zone. 2.5 left to go here in the second. Lead pass to 5. Can't handle the pass, and Bernhard able to flip it back in. Lead pass, bounces over the stick of 8, and Swigham's going to get pressured. Good job avoiding pressure, and 5 has to wait for his team to get onside. Edina going for a change at the wrong end of the ice. Number 10 calls for the puck, can't pick it up cleanly. Good job by Swigham, who takes a high elbow. And now Crum and Smith come back on a 2-on-2. Smith flips it to the other side for Crum to Sandberg, who shoots. Oh, and he misses wide. What a play. Oh, and Smith tries to shoot coming out of the corner of the glove. Nice puck movement by Crum and Smith and Sandberg. Good patience. Passing to where their men will be as opposed to where they are. Sandberg on the draw. Dan and Brolowski back on D. Sandberg brings it back. Crum collects it. Crum steps in down low. Rolls it behind the net to Smith. Brolowski comes down to help out. Gets it caught up in the skates of 4. But now Crum has it. He leaves it for Brolowski. Brolowski down low to Sandberg. Sandberg near side shot off the post and out. We'll have a face-off. 88 seconds left to go here in the second. Bang wins the draw. But the Spartans control on the far side, near side for you on the viewing angle. Sauer now steps in front, swats at it, but unable to keep it in the zone. And now it's Brolowski who goes back to get it. That shot in, and we're going to have no icing. Now 4 has the puck stripped, rolls out in front, nobody home for Edina. Stahl patiently takes time, gets it over to Sauer. Down the deuxième, last minute play here in the second. That puck rolled up Stahl's arm, and now Brolowski has it at the point. He shoots into the corner. Good job by Sauer to tie up his men, but Wayzata comes away the near side. They float it to the blue line, and now a 2-on-1. 12 with the puck. Wines fires upstairs. Feeblecorn gets a piece of it, and then Brolowski knocks it away. Good job by Brolowski to get a stick on it. Comes out. Wayzata, a bit of miscommunication. Bang's going to go for interference or tripping. And with 25.5 left to go, Wayzata will go to their first power play. Face off the Feeblecorn's left-hand side. Edina, good job getting it out. And there goes Crum. Crum leans into 7. 10 comes back to get it. 15 seconds left, lead pass. And White puts it in deep. And we're going to have an icing call as Wayzata is on the wrong side of the red line. And with 10 seconds left to go, we'll have a face-off deep in the zone. We will be cleaning the ice after this period. So for those of you who are eager to watch football, you'll get a 10-minute or get a hot dog. You'll have a 10-minute break. Smith on the draw. They tie up 8 seconds. Puck comes back to the point. Wayzata tried to stretch the guy. Sudbury gets leaned into, and with 2 and 1, the siren will go. And we'll head to the locker rooms. We're back in about 10 minutes. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Plymouth Ice Center. Edina taking their positions, goalies entering their creases. Bang will start the third period with another minute 35 to go in the box. Wayzata wins the draw. Over to 8 on the near side. He dumps it in deep. Suds puts pressure on his man. Now it comes back to 10 up high. 10 brings it to the high zone. 18, 18. 7 shoots. Feeble cord. Snags that and holds on. Well, the face-off is left. 10 seems to be the quarterback of the team. They have him stationed up top. 17 on the draw in white out there against Crum and Smith on the inside. Puck comes back towards Suds. He rolls it behind the net to Sporchich. Sporchich tries to chip it to Smith, not hard enough, and Wayzata takes control. 18 circles down low. Looking for room, finds space down behind the net. Now he's looking number 10 up high. Good stick by Edina. They knock it away, but can they get it out? Edina unable to clear it, and looks like the reason they couldn't clear it is because they were getting hooked by number 17. And we'll go to 4-on-4 for the next 50 seconds. Face off all the way back in the Trojan zone. Number 12 going to the box. Sandberg and Sauer out there. Out there with Swigum and Bernhard, a different look for Edina. Puck comes back. Sauer gets it over to Swigum. Swigum goes hard off the wall. Nobody home for Edina. Good job by Sauer to get underneath his man, supported by Sandberg. Lots of space out there, but they are happy to hold the puck into the boards. Goes through Sandberg's legs. That big reach gets back to it for a second. But Wayzata comes back with speed 2-on-2. They crisscross the blue line. Swigum holds his man into the corner. And now Sandberg tries to punch away at it. Swigum looking for the puck from a different angle. Now Sandberg takes over primary lean-in position. 12 seconds left in Bang's penalty as 18 comes back. He rolls at the length of the ice. Nobody home for Wayzata, and they're going to have to chase back with 3, 2, and 1 as Bang is sprung from the cage. Cross-ice pass, good pass there by Wayzata. Better stick there by Crum. And now Sandberg is pressuring 7, who's forced to go D to D. 18 puts on the brakes and floats it high into the bench area, I think. Well, face off to the attendees' right-hand side. Edina will have 55 seconds left in this power play. See if we can make something happen. Sandberg on the draw. Bounces into the legs of the Wayzata centerman. Now they float it up high and again over top of the back wall behind the boards, and we'll have a face-off again to the right side of the Trojan Stendy. Sandberg on the draw. Gets pushed in the corner. Smith collects it over to Swigum. Swigum looking for Sandberg. Leaves it for Sudbury, excuse me. Now Sudbury and Swigum again change positions. Down low to Smith. Back to Swigum. Off Sandberg's stick. Good job by Smith to recover. Now to Crum off a stick, but Sud's able to get it. Nice hesitation, and Sandberg swings and misses on that one-timer. Suds holds the line. Over to Sandberg. Sandberg waits, shoots off a stick, hits the top half of the glass. We have a whistle, and the net seems to have come off. Face-off stays inside the Trojan zone. Puck time for Edina, but not much in the way of intensity. Bang out on the draw. Sauer and Stahl. Puck comes back to the Wayzata defender. Brings it back, and nobody home there except for Sportich. He gives it back to their defender, who gives it back to Stahl. Now, Sudbury. Over to Sporcic. Hard pass to Bang. Bang. Looking back door. Sauer picks it up, tries to feed Stahl. Puck bounces around, gets knocked down. And Wayzata unable to clear. Good forecheck. They come around this side. Bang will collect it in neutral ice. Actually outskates him. And Bang goes over to Sporcic. He gets it over to Sauer. Sauer puts it into Bang's skates, and that'll be offside. Not much in the way of smooth play here for Edina to get this third period going. Face off just outside the blue line. District calendar has, I think, 14 games on it. 14 or 16 games. So late change here by the Trojans. Millsy out there against 13. Puck comes through the legs of 5. Now Wayzata chips it forward. Nice stick there by Dan. Second one, and Matushak gets it to Millsy, 2-on-1. Here comes Millsy. Oh, tried to feed Matushak, hits a skate. Millsy back on it. 5 is waiting for it, and Brulowski's waiting for him. Nice job by Millsy, who winds, fires, blocker down. Dan shoots it from far. Nice to see us directing the puck towards the net a little bit. Chipped up the wall, and Millsy brings it back so they can keep control. Brulowski off a wall outside the reach of everyone, and that's going to go for an icing call deep in the Edina zone with 11:10 left to go. We got 18 minutes of real lifetime, so it should be okay here. Not. We have till 4. Sandberg on the draw. Stick on stick. 17 steps away. Quick shot off the post and comes out the other way. Wayzata still has it down low. Good job by Crump to pick up the loose puck, get into the corner. He tries to float it up the middle towards Smith. Sandberg picks up the bouncing puck. He tries to find Smith. He goes off a leg. And now Smith gives chase versus 11. 3 rolls it back, but Sandberg able to get it over to Swigum, whose shot goes off a leg and back into neutral ice. Bernhard hesitates over to Swigum. Swigum goes behind his back. Nice speed from Crum, and Sandberg runs through his defender. He fights off a check, but Wayzata able to stay with it. Nice job by Smith, falling and rolls it out in front. Crum unable to reach it. That's not going to make it for icing, I don't think. Bernhard's going to be in a foot race. Oh, it does make it across the line. Gonna switch headphones here. $10:13 left to go. 13 in its third period. Feels like the 13th period. Bang on the draw. Out there, Stahl on his right, Sauer on his left. Number 10 behind the net. Sauer gives chase. 7's going to get there first. He rolls it up to the top of the circle. Cross-ice pass that goes off the heel of the 15 stick. And Swigum goes back to get in his own zone. Cuts dangerously through the middle. Stolen by 9. 9 brings it back. Quick shot off a leg. Good job by Bang to get in that shooting lane. 7 chips it towards the zone. Stahl takes over, gets it towards Bang. And now Wayzata comes back as Edina changed their defense. Nice job by Bang to lead into 15. Bang skates around. That's going to cost number 7 for interference. An extra skater out on the ice as Sporcic gets it over to Sudbury, back to Sporcic into the corner for Sauer. Sauer has it turned over, and with 9:20, Edina will go back to the power play. Deviner made a good defensive play, but held on just a little too long, and that'll cost them 2 minutes. Sandberg out on the draw. Sudbury and Swigum. Smith to Crum, to Sudbury, who winds, fires upstairs. Look what I found. There's an old Kids in the Hall skit called I'm pinching your face, and you know what I'm talking about? I'm pinching your head and I'm squishing your face. We seem to be watching a Tindy, who is a big Kids in the Hall fan. He just doesn't know it. Swigum holds the line, gets it down low to Crum. Crum over to Sudbury. Sudbury sees the puck get stuck. He finally gets it to Swigum. Swigum gets it down low to Smith. Back to Swigum. Swigum steps into the hatch marks, puts it into the skates of Smith, who directs it over to Sudbury. Hard pass to Sandberg, who winds and fires. Good low shot, just misses the far post. Over to Sudbury, looks for Sandberg. Sandberg looks back to Swigum. Swigum pressured there by 4. Sandberg steps up, gets it to Swigum, stays in the skates of the Wayzata player. Here goes Crum, looks for Sudbury. Sudbury winds, fires off the outside of the post. And now Wayzata able to relieve pressure, and that's going to go for icing. I'm crushing your head. I'm pinching your face. That's it. Good memory. That is an old reference right there. 58 seconds left to go. It looks more like I'm pinching your face than I'm crushing your head. Puck comes back to Brulowski, who's able to hold it into the zone. Hard off the wall. Give and go. He plays quick shot, and I think he hit McConnell in front. 3-on-1. Float pass high, and Brulowski's going to have a chance to get there first. Good stick by Brulowski. Oh, and looks like Sporchik is going to go for tripping. Looked like he took the puck, but I guess he took his legs also, and we'll skate again 4-on-4 with 39 seconds left. Face off to Feeblecorn's right-hand side. Matushak and Millsy out there up front for Edina. Puck comes up the middle. Good stick by Millsy. Once and twice, brings it back. 11. Back to his defensive partner in 3. 3's going to have some real estate to work with. Dan angles him wide. That goes through the crease. Nobody home. Now Millsy chips it up a little too far for anyone, and 18's going to have the opportunity to go back and get it. 18 from behind his own net. Matushak goes to the bench for a change. 18 with speed. Hesitates around Dan, and the puck gets stuck. They lose the handle. They jam away. No goal. The whistle had gone. We'll have a face-off to Feeblecorn's left, much to the disappointment of the Wayzata faithful here. Stanberg out there with McConnell. Bernhardt and Swigum back on D. Edina now shorthanded for a minute 21. Nice job by McConnell, and Edina's got a 2-on-1. McConnell got Sandberg going to there, floats it. Oh, and just getting a piece is the Wayzata player, and Sandberg took it in the heel. Edina puts it in deep. Not quite deep enough, but Wayzata now taking control. They move it up the far side boards and ring it around the wall towards Swigum's side. 8 lets it go back to the point. Now to the top. 10, back to 8. Back to 10. He's looking to shoot. Now he gives it over to the circle. That shot goes wide. Sandberg gets in there, gets his stick, and gets it out of the zone. Nice job by Sandberg. Sauer out there to replace McConnell. Swigum. Long pass, cross ice for Wayzata. That puck hits something, knocked down in front. Wayzata takes control, but are forced to bring it behind the net. Puck through the legs of number 7 as he swings and misses on that one. Nice pass out in front by the Trojans. Now 10, always dangerous, throws it in, goes around the wall. Suds up against a much bigger player. They let it go. 7 over to 10, who winds, fires, hits a stick, and Edina's penalty has come to a close. Sportrich out of the box. Stahl is on the ice for him. 5:50 left to go here in the third. That's a lot of seconds in the crease. The puck again bounced out, this time punched away. I don't know who the defender was. Might have been Sudbury. Now that puck is thrown back by the Trojans into their own zone. Sauer going to try and put pressure on 7. Good job. Forces a turnover. Trojans able to get it past the blue line as Edina knocks it back in. We'll have an offside call. Good play there by Sauer, creating a turnover down low. Nice job by Sudbury to punch that rebound out of the air. Dan up to Smith, who chips it in. Sandberg and Crum. Crum reverses course on his forecheck, able to clog up that part of the ice, but Wayzata able to move it through. Edina heavy on the stick check, able to clear the puck, and nice job by Brolowski, but for the beneficiary of that loose puck. Brolowski gets back, gets a stick in the way, and the puck goes into the rafters. We'll have a face-off with 5:01 left to go, deep in the Edina zone. Now time. Edina's got a score here. Vern is ready for a goal. Let's see it. We need a little bit of energy, little momentum build. Crum chips it up the wall. It's a skate. Now Sandberg looks for Smith. Smith, Sandberg, and Crum trying to make it 3-on-2 happen. Brings it back to Sandberg. Good back check by 11. That comes up to the half wall. Sportrich is going to try and hold the wall. He does for a moment. And now Wayzata brings it and shoots it in deep. 8v8. They're 8, a little bigger than our 8. Sandberg, good back check, able to come out of the zone with it. Now he leaves it for Crum, who looks for Smith. And Smith comes down the right-hand side. He's looking for Sandberg. That hit a skate. And now Wayzata comes back the other way. 8 steps through the middle. Bernhard picks it up, and Smith has room. He's going for a change. He shoots it in deep. Millsy and Matushak fresh off the bench. McConnell dangerously close to too many men, and that hit the ref. The linesman going into the zone. That hits Millsy in the legs. 4 picks it up, and here comes 13. He dances through the middle, turns and fires and puts it over top of the net. Under 4 minutes now. Chip to the blue line. Here goes Millsy. Millsy gets caught up. He's looking for a pass, puts it on the Matushak. Stick back to Millsy. Oh, my goodness. No shot there. Great puck movement by Edina. Got to bury that. Millsy sees the puck float up high. And now Swigum. Swigum looking for Millsy. Swigum uses the white space to lug it up. Shot from far. That misses the far post. Bernhard's going to have to be quick to get there. Chips it off a body. They come together. The puck comes out of the zone, but Stahl is on it. Stahl tries to push it past the defender. Can't do it. And with 3:10 left to go, Edina's going to get called for a hand pass as Swigum knocked that down with his hand. Just barely. And we'll face off deep in the Edina zone, I think. Oh, what a play with Millsy. What is a hand pass? Anytime it hits your glove, if you're not the person to touch it next and your teammate touches it, it's a hand pass. Millsy and Matushak, great zone entry, great break-in. Just couldn't find a trigger. Then, good stick as well. Wayzata gets there first. Now they play tic-tac around the crease, and thankfully it hits the leg and comes out of the zone. 10 floats it to his D partner. Big hit by Sauer, and I don't know if he can get up from that. That was a huge hit. Sauer put 4 into tomorrow. Stahl. They try and come out of the zone, and now Wayzata's got numbers as 4 goes on the change. Give and go on a break-in, 12-16. And they're going to go up 3-1 here. I don't know if everyone was kind of stunned in shock after that big hit, but Wayzata came back with speed, came in on a 2-on-0, good pass out front, and able to bury it. Steph on the draw with Smith and Crum. Crum chips it in deep, goes around his defender. Number 11 comes back to the far side. Turnover to Crum. He's looking in front. He stays with the puck. The defender knocks it out in front into the slot. Nobody home for Edina. And Wayzata able to clear the puck out of the zone. Nice job by Sudbury. Now Sporchich. Sporchich looking to get rid of the puck. Gives it to Crum. Edina has pulled their tendy. Crum has it behind the net. 6 skaters out there for Edina. Sporchich winds and fires. Pip hits a second leg. And now Wayzata has a break with an empty net. Nice job. That's going to be offside. What a play by Sporchich. Was that Crum? It was Crum. Nice back check by Crum. And Feeblecorn goes back. All of a face-off outside the zone. Sandberg, Smith, and Crum still out there. Puck comes back. Swigum, Bernhard, Crum. Goalie stops it, but Smith the first one there. Now Sandberg over to Crum. Edina once again pulls the tendy. Matushak. Sandberg shoots. Puck still free. They whack it and it's in. There we go. 1:24 left. Edina has cut the lead to 1. Matushak hard off the bench in replacement for the tendy. Feeblecorn gets the puck from behind the net. Mayhem ensues in front, and Edina is able to whack it in. Go, Edina! Uh-oh. There we go. We're back on volume, I think. Good. Puck goes in deep. Number 10 shoots the puck out of the zone as Edina has pulled their tendy, and that's going to be offside. Got to move our legs, boys. We're going to face off at center ice. We're also running out of daylight here. '58. A minute left to go. Chipped up, knocked down by Wayzata. They punch it in deep, forcing Edina to go back. Dernière minute de jeu dans la match. Last minute play here in the game. Nice job by Swigum to chip it out. And now they get it to open ice for Bernhard. Bernhard up to Sauer. Sauer pushes it in deep. Feeblecorn comes out. Number 10 is going to ring the wall. Gets it to 13. But Bernhard able to, oh, he knocked it into the bench. 43.7. Face off just outside. Oh, no, it's inside. That's a nice benefit for Edina. That face-off should probably be outside the zone. Puck gets tied up in the skates. Now Wayzata flips it high. Nice job by Edina. Oh, a big push by Sudbury up against the wall, but he holds his ground and keeps the puck in. Sticks are flying, bodies are flying, and will once again have a face-off inside the zone. Good job by Sudbury to use the boards to actually absorb those hits. I'm not sure that's what his mom was thinking standing next to me here, but puck comes back. Crum, Sudbury to Crum. Crum gets it down low. Smith brings it back towards Den. Sudbury winds, fires, makes it through. Smith, hard in the corner, 15 seconds left to go. They battle away, shipped in down low, and Wayzata shoots that to length the ice, and we'll have an icing call with 10 seconds left. We better hurry, kids. They could blow this thing dead. Puck is dropped. Wayzata wins it. They're just going to happily hold it in the corner. Let's see if Edina can free it. Comes out in front. Oh, Edina had chipped in, and that'll do it. And Wayzata pulls out a 3-2 victory. Top start for your Hornets. 3-2 or 0-3 so far in districts. Next game is going to be in Chicago. So we'll. I don't think we have a scrimmage before then, do we? Okay. Next game will be Friday morning in Chicago. We'll do our best to broadcast from there. I'm looking at Vern. Are you there? Yeah, all right. We'll do our best to broadcast from there, and we'll see you there.